with him not too long ago on an FYI. He's with the Ag and Welding program at Clinton High School on a big event, and it's underway right now. Correct, Mike?
Correct.
So what's going on down there?
So we have our 4th annual North Regional Welding Competition. Registration started at 8. We'll wrap up at 8:30, and then a bunch of local area schools will be competing in the welding shop.
So how many are actually competing, and what kind of competition are we talking about?
Well, we're hoping to have 40 welders. I was leaving as the registration was happening, so it looked like there was at least that many. But Clinton, Comanche, Maquoketa, Northeast, and DeWitt all brought their welding students, and they'll be competing in all different positions, all stick welded. They'll get presented with a project, and then they'll have 30 minutes to go to their booth and complete the project. Once it's completed, they'll turn the weld in to a judge, and then they'll proceed to the classroom for a written test.
That
and
is
then
amazing.
Whoever wins.
That is great. Now, you were telling me there are vendors that are there as well.
Yeah, so we have some vendors like Lincoln Electric's there, Miller's there, representatives, and then we also have local business. So part of this is, yes, the kids get to come and compete, and like we talked, everybody knows about competing in basketball and football, but this is a chance for kids that maybe not participate in those things to compete against each other and see what other schools are doing. But also we want to put the kids in front of potential employers. So we have ADM there, we have Merrill Steel there, Economy Coating is there. So after the kids are done with their weld session, they'll be able to mingle around with potential employers, kind of like a job fair, but the employers get to see them actually work.
That is great. Again, visiting with Mike Jensen. So what a great opportunity, and you were telling me there's possibility of maybe internship as well.
Yes, we have a couple of employers there who were in the early talks with creating an internship program for next school year. So this is an opportunity for them to come in, see our facilities, see what our kids are capable of, and then set up an opportunity to go work at their place.
That is great. Now, is it primarily seniors who are competing, or do you have some underclassmen there?
They're from Clinton in particular. The other schools are allowed to bring whoever they want, as long as they can do the task, and they don't completely know what the task is. Clinton, welding 1 students aren't in it, but anybody else. So welding 2 and above are allowed to participate.
Yeah, I would think, because generally welding doesn't start until you get to high school. It's not offered on the middle school level.
For sure.
So how does that work when people first want to get into welding at Clinton High School? You say welding 1. What's the classroom like?
So what happens is the middle school students will start to register for school, and they'll get introduced to what the high school classes are offered, and it basically is the course description. This is what, if you want a chance to weld at school, this is your first opportunity, this is what that class will be. In welding 1, it's for kids we have anyone from who's never seen a welder before. They've heard about it, but wouldn't know what a welding machine looked like. If you set an air compressor here and a welder here, they wouldn't know the difference. So kids from that, or some kids who've welded a little bit in the garage, or it's all many different, but we start at the very basics. Okay, and then by the time that they leave welding 1, they can pretty much strike an arc and maintain an arc with a stick welder anytime. And that's kind of where, shop safety, learn how to run a grinder, all the ancillary tools that you need to get yourself around a shop. They learn all those. But then, striking and maintaining an arc anytime they want to, which sounds relatively simple, but for some who've never seen it before, so that's where we start in welding 1.
I would have difficulty with that, no doubt about that. I would not be able to tell the difference between an air compressor and the other thing. So competition is going to be getting underway shortly. Registration is on. And then you say the awards will take place about when?
Yeah, about noon. So registration, was from 8 to 8:30. The first welding flight starts at 8:30, and they're an hour apiece, and there's 3. And then our culinary department will be providing lunch, pulled pork sandwiches, and a salad and some chips. and water, and that will be served about noon, from noon to 12:30, and then the students will have a chance to mill around again with the employers that are there, and then awards begin at 1 o'clock.
That is great. I really appreciate you coming in. I know you've got to get back down there. Are you excited about this day?
Yes, we've been looking forward to it. Kids are jacked up. It's fun to see. Like I said, I make the analogy to sports. We had kids there at 7:30, an hour before they need to be there, and they're just excited. They're getting dressed. They got their welding helmets on, and it's just an exciting time. So it's fun to see that enthusiasm around the welding shop.
Okay, now will there be information on the website or social media afterwards on how everybody did?
Yep. We have people there taking pictures. Actually, the Clinton Herald will be there for the award ceremony, so they'll be, I'm assuming they'll put something in the paper, but certainly we'll have it on our sites.
All right. Hey, Mike, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Yeah, always. Thank you.
Domestic Plumbing of Clinton. Since 1932, this area has counted on domestic plumbing as